In my last video, I basically talked about how I wanted to use the crossbow and to mainly go into a few games to see how good it was and to mostly see if I just really liked it or not. So here we go in my treacherous journey of 15 games in total of using the crossbow. Here we go. First things first, this crossbow in my first ever game was actually pretty damn awful. My aim was not that great and I often basically missed, and my total aim was like a total of about 3 out of 10 because I mostly was just like looking all around the place and I wasn't really being able to aim on infected. So it was kind of an embarrassment, but hey, it is what it is when you use this as your first game ever. Now, in the lobby, I basically had to permabuy the crossbow mainly because I just wasn't able, or just didn't really feel like actually renting it, because it would just be a pain in the ass later on if I rented it and it would be expired and I would not have a primer and I would have to just go with my RPG and katana. So I decided to permabuy it to save the trouble for later, and overall just to have a nice permabuy, I guess, weapon that I really liked to see, I guess. So basically, in our second game, it went relatively okay. My aim got just a tiny bit better, like at about 3.3 really out of 10, mainly because of the high of those hills and houses I was able to go on top of to get a nice sniper view. And I guess it was okay, but just the hills mainly had like a weird hitbox thing with bullets, so it kind of made it weird for me to hit infected with the hitboxes not being able to actually register that I've hit them. So yeah, it was okay. Back in the lobby before game 3 again, it turns out that we wanted to actually use a different melee, so we decided to use the rake, mainly because it was actually a very useful and very great weapon that just made you run away from infected, especially the fact if you're using like a one-shot weapon, if they're just overwhelming you, you could just pull it out and instantly get away easily. And game 3 went off relatively okay. Our aim was getting a little bit more better, we had a little bit more backup as usual, and overall my aim went to like a staggering like about 4 out of 10. It was actually really good of a game. So in game 4, all of my practice went into the game, and overall it just seemed a little bit more easier to actually aim and really predict of where the zombies were going to land or run next, and overall I was able to get headshots a little bit tiny bit more easier. But what made game 4 a little bit more better than all the other ones was mainly because one of my I guess Love for Survival friends just started joining in. I had a lot more backup and a lot more, I guess, protection that I was not able to get jumped on. Overall, we got the wins pretty easily, but I was able to actually snipe pretty good, and overall they helped a lot. Game 5, the perfect map for it is probably like construction site. It is a giant open map with a bunch of levels of where infected are, and I was able to snipe all of them with ease. My aim practice was really going into this construction site game. And from the score I had before, which was like a 4 out of 10, it rose to like a 6 out of 10. I was really able to actually aim at hunters or just really any infected with ease, really fast and basically able to have my aim perfectly on their heads or overall anywhere on their body that actually did a ton of damage. Overall, game 5 was really a game changer. It was really well, and my aim was really going better and better with this game. Games 6, 7, and 8, yes, I'm putting all those 3 rounds in there mainly because I just don't want to talk about the same thing over and over again, but mainly because I actually made a friend, I guess, or basically a companion, where I've actually played, no joke, 4 games in a row as a survivor, and each time I had this one same survivor, and we did awesome together. We were both using crossbows like crazy, and we killed a crap ton of infected, and when I mean crap ton, I mean like both of us had like 30 kills at most. Yes, the games were pretty intense, but overall his presence and mine as well, we just kicked so much ass, and my aim improved from like a 6 out of 10 to like a 7.5 out of 10. It was really going well, and overall with this guy I was able to do a lot better than usual. Back at it again at construction site again, and I basically dominated again. My basic aim was like at around 7.5. It was really well, and I started killing a shit ton. No joke, we actually managed to beat Arena, and I got like a total of like 40 to 50 kills. I can't remember, it was quite a while ago. And yeah, overall, my aim was getting heaps of better, and I was starting to fall in love with this gun again like I used to back in the days. Overall, game 10 was okay. I was doing the same as usual, kicking ass and everything, but it was kind of intense with all my teammates dead, me running away constantly, and overall me getting overrun finally at the end. But I was still really happy of how long I stood out and overall just survived. In game 11, it was kind of, I guess, relaxed, but also kind of intense, mainly because there was like a Juggernaut, a Banshee, and all those stuff. And overall, it was a rescue map on Salty Sea Harbor, which basically means that what's it called? A Juggernaut hit would just kill you instantly, because he would just punch you off of the cliff, and overall, you would just die right then and there. But this map, or yeah, this technically game was actually really well, and overall it didn't really cause that many problems, and in my aim started to improve a lot more from like an 8.5, somewhere around there. And overall this game was actually pretty nice, not too bad to say the least. I would say game 12 would be different, or basically the same as all of them, but there was an exploiter there, and sadly I was not able to actually defeat him because obviously I was a crossbow and he was a hunter. Started jumping around all crazy like and really high up, and overall I just got overrun by him. Fucking loser, go just, I don't know, I was gonna say kill yourself, but I think that's way too much. But yeah, game 12 was kind of special, I guess, mainly because it was an exploiter. But yeah, I did okay, to say the least. Still the same average of about 8.5 aim. Game 13, Colossal Camp. Now, this map was pretty, I guess, from 1 to 10 of how hard it was, I would have to say it was like a 7 out of 10. It was kind of mainly because there was constant infected all around us, and there was constant one of my teammates who kept on getting captured, and I had to run across the map, shoot him with an RPG or with a crossbow, while there was like a Juggernaut and all the other infected who were chasing me. And of course I had a crossbow with the rake, which helped me get some distance, but also to deal some of the bit of damage. But of course the shaman kind of ruined it, so we ended up losing that game. Barely, man, just barely. We ended up losing that game, but my aim kind of increased a little bit more with like an 8.7. Overall my aim was okay, or not okay, it was actually really good. We were just all over the map, constantly getting captured, and overall it was a pretty fun game. Game 14 on, I believe, Forbidden Valley. I was about to call it Death Valley again for some reason. By the way, this game went extremely well. My aim was literally on point all the time. Well, most of the time overall. And I just had a lot of fun just sniping infected all across the map. My aim substantially went from like an 8.7 all the way to like a 9.3 out of 10. My aim was getting heaps better. And overall, it was getting so much fun using the crossbow, and I just started to fall in love with it back in the days that I used to use it. And overall, this gun was so much fun to use that finally it was time to get to the final game to see the final results. Game 15, sniping infected left and right. There weren't many of them because it was a pretty dead lobby, as you could say. I was sniping them left and right. I was doing really well, except that hunter right there. He got lucky. And overall, it was just so much fun using this gun, jumping all around 360 style, sniping infected easily. My aim was pinpoint. I could literally say my accuracy was 10 out of 10. It's just that the hitbox sometimes were weird on infected, mainly because like of shaman spells where they would have like small hitboxes around them. So yeah, it kind of ruined that. But mainly this match would have gone a lot better if it wasn't just for the fact that the Juggernaut with a bunch of other infected literally continued to chase me for the entire game, and we ended up losing that game mainly because of that. They just basically chased me around the map while my teammate was getting overrun with other infected, and we slowly died. But that was possibly one of the fun games I've ever actually played. My aim was pinpoint. I loved this gun so much. I basically turned from basically a terrible sniper to a god mode sniper. Hope you guys enjoyed my journey of the sniper run, and overall have a great day, or as you can say, a great game.